What's going on? I'm back again with another video. Now, look, today is a story time for you guys. Now, I just released my latest video on who I think is making it to the finals. Make sure y'all check that out. Like and subscribe if y'all fuck with it. But I haven't done a story time in a long time, but this one's a little bit interesting for you guys. I hope y'all guys fuck with it. Now, we're gonna hop straight into it. So, this takes place my high school year. I was a sophomore. Most of these fucking stories take place my high school year. But anyway, I was a sophomore in high school, and I never really partied like that. I always went out, but it was never too serious. I never got drunk as fuck. And whenever we did go out, it was always under a certain amount, like certain circumstances. So like if I went out, my mom would have had to been gone. My homie's parents would have had to been gone. We had to find out a place to stay. It was a whole fucking plan for us. I'm pretty sure it's like that for you guys as well. But usually for me, it was very interesting to say the least. So I remember there was this one day. It was like on a Saturday night. Now, mind you, I'm a sophomore, so like I don't really have that much fucking connects with the higher class. I don't know where all the parties are gonna be. But if there was one motherfucker that knew every single move in that goddamn town, it was Sean. Now, most of y'all know Sean. I've mentioned him plenty of times on this fucking channel and many stories because that was my guy. So I was always with him every time we went out. It was always us two. He was always associated with me. I was always associated with him. So he was usually the one to always tell us what the fuck was happening, where the fuck it was happening. Now, this party took place in another town. It was about 20 minutes away, but we didn't mind making the fucking drive because, like I said, we were sophomores. We were trying to go to any type of function that we could find. We were trying to get fucked up. We were trying to get laid. We were trying to just make a bunch of fucking memories for us. We were like about 16 years old. We just trying to make as much memories as we could. Now, we end up finding out the address. We hit up all our homies. We had a group chat for this shit. So we hit the group chat. We're like, yo, we're about to pop out to this function, pop out to this party. Let us, like, if y'all guys want to roll, we can take out, like, we always usually try to find out how many cars you were gonna take because depending on how much people came, we always took one or two cars, mostly two, because like I said, we'd roll deep. It was a lot of us. We were all just trying to get our licks in. You know what I'm saying? So we hit up our group chat. I'm pretty sure it ended up being four of us. Not that many people came because, like I said, the parties that we would go to weren't that entertaining. It was those fucking parties where you go to and it's just everyone in like a big fucking circle just chilling on their phones. The music's ass, and the shorties there aren't really as attractive as you like hope to be. So they didn't end up going this time, but little did we know it was gonna be this at fucking Adventurous. So like I said, and like whenever we went to parties, it was under certain circumstances. So this night happened to be whenever Sean's parents went on vacation. Now, Sean stayed home alone, but the thing with Sean's parents is they usually always left a car home. Now, what they would do was they'd hide the keys from this motherfucker. Now, Sean, he's a little envious little shithead around this time. So he would always go look around for the keys, blah, 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 try to do some fucking crazy shit because, that's just Sean. Now, he happens to find the fucking keys and, he hits us up. He's like, yo, I found the keys. Let's go. So one of our homies that was coming with us, his name is Jason. Now, what we had to do was we had to convince Jason's dad to let him come out because our fucking plan was to tell his dad that, hey, Sean's having a little sleepover at his house. Is it cool if he can come over? Now, initially, Jason's dad was cool with it because he knew Sean's parents. He wasn't aware that Sean's parents were on vacation. Now, we go pick up Jason. Jason's riding back home, and we end up getting the whole fucking crew together, all four of us, like I said. Now, we end up going to this party about 20 minutes away. Now, it was taking place in a fucking barn. And if y'all guys have ever been to a barn party, y'all guys know that these shits get crazy. So we pull up to the barn party, and it's nothing but upperclassmen. Now, if I do say so myself, the females that were there, the upperclassmen females during that year were really, really bad. So we were all just trying to get our licks in, but we were little kids and, we didn't know that they looked at us like that, oh, they're just a bunch of lower classmen, you know what I'm saying? So they never really gave us a time of fucking day to talk to them. Now, we were at the barn party for a good 30 minutes, we were able to get our hands on some alcohol, any type of liquor that we found. The upperclassmen that we didn't know were cool as fuck. They offered us alcohol, drinks. Now, Sean is the type of person to get fucked up whenever he can. Anything that's offered to him, he's gonna take. So this guy ends up getting shit-faced drunk. Now, he was supposed to be our DD. Now, me around the time, I never really trusted myself in driving, especially whenever I'm a little bit tipsy. I wasn't drunk out of my fucking mind, wobbling, stumbling here and there, but I didn't trust myself in driving, especially around that time. Sophomore year is usually whenever you start taking driver's ed, you start to learn the ropes on that shit. But me, I didn't start getting into that around this time, so I didn't trust myself driving. Cooper, he was one of the homies that was with us, and Jason, they were a little drunk too. So we end up having to find someone to drive us home. It was a female in our grade, actually. So she was actually really cool. Shout out to her. Now, we find our DD. So we're like, all right, so we're chill. We can stay there. It's cool. Let's stay here for another hour. Let's see how this party goes. So this was by far one of the most entertaining parties that I've been to say the least. I mean, it was just ass being thrown everywhere. It was awesome. There was fucking loads of alcohol there for us. You know what I'm saying? Nobody told us shit. Because, whenever you go out to those upperclassmen parties, there's always that fucking dickhead jock that's just like, yo, like, who the fuck are you? Like, you know what I'm saying? But it was cool. There wasn't no assholes like that at this party. So we were enjoying ourselves. Now, here's whenever the night starts to fucking go downhill. I mean, it was a roller coaster this whole night. But so about 2 hours later, we're chilling. We're having a great time, actually. We're getting ass thrown at us. It's nice. It was for a fucking sophomore. I was having the time of my life. But the cops end up showing up. Now, like I said, this was an upperclassmen party. So everyone there was about 18. Everyone's fucking freaking out, obviously, but not as bad because they're 18. Everyone's there at 18. But we were fucking 16 years old. Now, only a select amount of people knew that we were there. You know what I'm saying? So everyone was chilling. They didn't know that we were there. So they were in for a fucking surprise once they found 4 fucking teenagers there just chilling that were 16 years old, but fucking drunk out of their mind and high as hell. So everyone starts scattering, the usual. Everyone's fucking getting in their cars, leaving, blah, blah, blah. Now, here's the shitty part. So while we're running out, we end up finding our car, but it's attached to a fucking tow truck. So Sean goes up to the guy and he's like, whoa, like, what's going on? Like, why are you towing my car? Like, I need this, whatever. How much money will it take? You know what I'm saying? He's just begging him. And the guy's all, if you can give me $100 in 5 minutes, I'll take it off the tow and it's car's yours. And so Sean, once we hear that, it's funny as fuck. We just all scatter our own separate ways. It was like the funniest fucking thing ever. We all scatter our separate ways. We're looking for people. We're like, yo, like, I managed to have $20 that night, though, so we started off with $20. So all we needed was $80. We just needed to build up that $20, and we were fucking good. So we're asking everyone we know, like, hey, like, can you get, like, our car's about to be towed, like, we just need $80 fucking dollars. Like, we were that people at the party. Now, I end up finding one of the upperclassmen that I knew that I played basketball with. Now, he helped me out with about, I believe, $50, which is fucking nice. Shout out to him. So he offers me $50. He's like, hey, just make sure to pay me back, whatever. So we got 70 on the dot. Now, Sean and Cooper, they come up with 10. Now, we need an extra 10. Now, we find a dickhead. One of the most douchiest fucking upperclassmen that we knew. Now, he was our only fucking option. Now, we're like, hey, bro, like, if you can just give us $10, it's fine. But little did we fucking know, this guy was like, all right, I'll give you $10. I'm cool with it. You know what I'm saying? But he says, but I need some weed. So we're like, we ask him, we're like, why the fuck are you asking lower classmen for weed? Like, shouldn't you know all the connects? He's all, no, I don't. He's all, but I know Sean has a lot of connects. So Sean says, okay, you give me the 10, I can get you a G for sure. And so the guy's like, all right, dope. We give the 100 to the tow guy. The tow guy lets us off the hook. Now, we end up getting our fucking car. We drive back home at Sean's. Now, 20 minutes later, after we just get done fucking chilling, no washing up, whatever, talking about how crazy it was, that fucking douchey upperclassman pulls up to the house. He's like, hey, so I need my weed. Now, Sean says, oh, yeah, I just hit up my plug. He's on his way right now. Now, in my head, I'm thinking, what fucking plug is this guy talking about? He does not know any fucking plugs because we hardly ever smoke fucking weed. So I'm just thinking to myself, how the hell is he going to play this one off? Now, we're chilling for 10 minutes. That fucking upperclassman that none of us know is chilling on Sean's couch, just fucking making himself at home. You know, he's eating snacks, whatever. Now, time passes by, and this fucking black Honda Civic pulls up. Now, in the most sketchiest way, lights off, everything. Sean says, "Oh, my guy's here." Now, Sean goes out there by himself. Now, we notice that he's out there for a good amount of time. Again, the upperclassman is just chilling on the couch, not without a single fuck given in the world. You know, he doesn't give a fuck what's happening. So, now, all three of us in our group, we're like, okay, what the fuck is taking this nigga so long? Like, why, you know, shouldn't it just be boom, boom, bow? Now, Sean texts us, and he's like, "Hey, I'm on a ride with the dealer." And we're like, "What the fuck do you mean you're on the ride with the dealer?" And he's like, "Well, he didn't have the shit that I needed." And we're like, "What are you talking about? All we needed was a G. You know, this fucking upper class, the only reason why we needed this was to get this nigga off our tails. You know what I mean? We already got the car untowed." So we're like, "Okay, well, what the fuck do you mean?" He's like, "Well, I'm going to his crib, and I'm getting what I need to get." And I didn't know around this time that Sean was, you know, he was a heavy chain smoker. So he gets off. Now, it's about 30 minutes. 30 minutes. You know, we're all chilling. The most awkward fucking, I don't know. It was weird. It was really awkward with that fucking upperclassman. So we're just chilling. And, you know, we get a call from Sean. He's like, "Hey, I'm running down the street. I need y'all niggas to come get me." And we're just like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" So he's like, "The keys are in the drawer next to the fucking sink. Just open it, get the keys, and come get me. I'll send you my address where I'm at right now." We're like, "All right, whatever, nigga." So we go pick up this motherfucker, and while we pick him up, mind you, Jason's driving. He's known to be a crazy fucking driver, no fucks given. Now, none of us have our license. We're 16, we're buzzed, whatever. And, you know, Jason picks up Sean, and mind you, this upperclassman's with us. Why is he not driving? I have no fucking clue. So the upperclassman's with us. Sean has a sack of fucking weed, and he's like, I got it. He's just screaming at the whole time, and we're fucking zooming down the street, bro, while this car is chasing us. This black Honda Civic is fucking chasing us. So, you know, he's zooming down the street, and Sean's like, I don't know. He's all, "I just grabbed the sack and I just ran, whatever." And we're like, "What the fuck are you talking about? You just ran? Like, you mean to tell me that you robbed this nigga? You robbed a fucking drug dealer?" And he's like, "Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I picked it up and I just scooped it, and we're here now." And I'm like, "Okay, whatever." So Jason's driving, you know, he manages to lose the fucking guy. You know, I just want to keep it short and sweet because this video is already getting kind of long. We lose the guy. We manage to go home, and we give the fucking G to the upperclassman. But, you know, since he's a fucking dick, he's like, "Oh, no, you got a whole sack. I want an eighth." And we're like, "All right, just take the fucking eighth and get the hell out of here." So we give him the eighth, and he ends up dipping. But basically to sum it up, that was whenever it kickstarted the parties for me. You know, ever since that night, you know, we found out every move. You know, upperclassmen knew us, so they weren't weirded out by us being there, and it was really kind of nice. But it was an adventurous night to say the least. Yeah, that was basically the first party that, you know, really standed out to me. You know what I'm saying? I would consider that my first party. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this video, for this story time. I hope you guys fuck with it. Make sure to like, subscribe, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, fuck y'all. Later.